Hello YouTube, welcome back. CRYPTBEARDS 15, episode 2? The number on the thumbnail will be right. Well, it won't be on the thumbnail, it'll be in the title. Whatever, it's a CRYPTBEARDS episode, provided you're watching them as they come out, as I'm sure most people do. I mean, you're going to get them in sequence. I'm very careful not to publish them out of sequence these days. I've done it before and it's confused people mightily. Anyway, let's get into the action and see what's going on in our little fortress here. It's still a brand new fortress, basically. We've only designated our entry tunnel. Here it is, which was a stubby one, with our little trade centre here. Lovely. And then we hop down a few floors, and we come to this nice marble floor, except it's not all marble, is it? We've got something else here. Andesite. Mr. Andesite. And then down here I'm digging my industrial zone to get things cracking. This these top 3 rooms were intended for magma furnaces and stuff. So production in here, ores in here, outputs in here, and then the metals. Well, presumably they're going to be used in there as well, aren't they? But anyway, the other industries are going to be down here. We'll have carpenters and craft dwarves and masons and crafts dwarves, and jewelers and crafts dwarves. Just, you know, mainly crafts dwarves. Shall we unpause the game, seeing as the tour was so short and sweet? Let's do it. There we go. A nice unpaused game of Dwarf Fortress, ticking along at 100. Oh, okay, 97 frames per second. Well, I don't know where those 2 or 3 frames are going. That's a bit annoying. Normally it's well, I say normally. We don't know what normal is in this world. Surely there's no benchmark to which you can compare Dwarf Fortress frame rates. Maybe there is, I don't know. Right, let's head up here and see what else we can do while they're digging that out. I think we could probably designate a few trees for the chop. And I think... what have we got here, though? Let's have a look. Hello? Can I use my clicky mouse? Yes, I can. Sand pears, presumably edible. Persimmons, edible. Birch. Birch, please! We don't want you here. DT. Bonk. Chop down tree. We done that? I've done it. Okay, that's good. What's this one? An alder. I'm going to alder your state of being to one of being dead. Oh my god, my puns. Please, somebody prevent this madness. Persimmon tree trunk. Persimmons can be eaten. Birches. Good. Let's get rid of the birch. Not B. D. T. There we go. Goodbye. No, that's not the birch. We don't want this one. That one's got to live. That's a fruity tree. Maple. Does it have any fruit? I'm aware it can be used to get syrup, but we'll see. Sand pears. Pear trees. More birches. Goodbye birch. Escape DT, bonk. I'm presuming all these white ones. Oh, I better check. You never know. They do seem to be all birches though, so that's good. What else have we got here? Maple. I'm going to leave you up. Persimmon. Maple. That's a maple as well, is it? Nope, it's too close to the edge to click. What are you? Get out of this. What are you playing at, you little tinker? Show me what's what. There we go. It's a persimmon tree. Good. And you're a cherry tree. Cherry tree. Alder, DT. I won't do that pun again. It was too much. Just too much. Altered states of consciousness. Oh man, there's so many ways you can... Oh, don't encourage me. This has got to be stopped. It's got to be nipped in the bud before it develops into an awful cancer on the stream. Maple trunk. Metaphorical cancer, of course. The stream is not a physical creature. Birch. Goodbye. Goodbye, birch. Pear trees, more birches. DT, goodbye. Let's just do all the white ones. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to take all the white trees down, assuming they're birches. Go. There's one. You know what? That'll do for now. We don't actually need any more wood. And I haven't even designated any fruit picking zones, so I don't know why I'm panicking. Do I want to put in a stockpile yet, or do we just shoot down here and see if they've dug a room out? Yeah. You know what? Designate. I'm going to go to high priority. This is a priority 1 digging. Priority 1 digging? That's a terrible, terrible turn of phrase. Excavation! There's the fancy word. There's the fancy word you were looking for, scoundrel. Not digging. This is a priority 1 digging. I dig. I dig all time. Right, let's go to 2. And then we'll make this The wood stockpile. Oh yeah. And then to priority 3, we will do the stone stockpile. Yeah, I should have done this last time. Should have put everything at a different priority so they didn't end up digging everything so spottily. I hate that. They go, yeah, I've nearly finished this room, so I'll just go to another room. You know, I don't care if this one's done. As long as it's nearly done, it's alright. You're worried about it. Sorry. Somewhat derisory impression of a dwarf. This will do for now. This will get the rooms we need most urgently done first. Although I should, I feel, put together a little hotkey to zoom us here, right? So hotkey 2, F2, Z, N, industry. It's almost like we've been here before. I'm having the most intense feeling of deja vu. The potency cannot be denied. Right, up to the... Oh, this isn't the surface. I haven't got F1 to where we got to the surface. I've left it by where we embarked, which is a bad place to do it. Hello, random player. No facecam again. Facecam is evenings only, and the facecam is going to be offline for a little while because my green screen is, well, tatty now. I made it out of green card. It lasted a couple of years, so I can't complain. But yeah, it's past its best. So when I reinvest in some more green screen technology and some blue tack, importantly, we'll have it back. And maybe some better lights, because that, while I was ill especially, blasting those lights in my face was, it was horrible. I didn't like it. Excuse me, I don't know why I keep doing these strange voices. Capital H, F1, yes, zoom, and we can keep calling it gate, because, I mean, really, it is a gate. There we go. Hooray, hooray for the gate today. Why did I say that? That's bad. How am I doing in Subnautica? Oh, I mean, you probably saw the last session, so I haven't played Subnautica in a while. Dwarf Fortress has kind of consumed all of my attention lately. I've fallen back in love with it. I'm all about the DF. It's all about the DF. Excuse me. I won't attempt to mimic popular culture again. I'll keep my musical interludes internal from now on. Unless, of course, they have some artistic merit. Not that I'm suggesting that popular music has no artistic merit. Although, I am suggesting that these two fucking miners need to stop walking away. What are they doing? Are they having to assess every pick strike or something? It's like, walk back down the corridor with me, take a look at that wall at the end. Where do you think I should swing my pick? Up there or down there? Ooh, I don't know, mate. Let's have a little look at it from further away. Ooh, now I look at it, I reckon you should probably ping your pick in near the top, because that means all the stuff's going to fall down. Right? Okay, maybe. I don't know. Again, with the stupid voices. Weird. Can I explain what this game is? Yes. Basically, you start with 7 dwarves. I know, 7 dwarves. And by giving orders in the world and saying, I would like you to do this and that, you can make them build a nice big fortress. And the idea is to make them survive as long as possible, which the first 100 or so times you play will not be long. Your dwarves will die of thirst. They'll starve. They'll go insane and start killing each other. They will not have the right technological tools to do anything, and they'll end up stuck in a perpetual stone age, unable to even... Well, no, they might be able to trade out of it and get some stuff, but yeah. They can be flooded in lava, drowned in water, eaten by animals, eaten by monsters. Forgotten beasts can turn up that spit webs and gases and fire from their bodily orifices. You can meet different things in caverns that will eat you, or just crush you, or whatever. It's pretty crazy. Apologies if anyone can hear that noise outside. We've got people digging up the road, replacing pipes, and it's a little noisy. So you can use it, imagine it's just sound effects for Dwarf Fortress. This is the sound of their digging, even though they're not using heavy machinery. They're actually using hand tools. I was going to say basic hand tools, but is a pickaxe a basic hand tool? I would say a basic hand tool is something like a napped flint, or a stone axe, whereas an iron, is it an iron pick? Copper picks, even a copper, any metal pick, you've reached a certain level of technology there. You've reached a certain level of technology where you can call it no longer basic. Although I don't know about advanced either. It's a mid-tier hand tool. That's right. Oh, fuck me. Ah, God. Right, let's go back up to the surface here and see how much wood the wood chopper has chopped. He has chopped plenty of wood. Let's go back down there and see if they've cleared enough room for us to... No. Alright, well, let's temporarily put the wood stockpile in here just to get that wood brought downstairs, because we can't have 5 idlers sitting around, can we? That would just be unbearable. Bang, there we go. That should get some of it down. And then once we've got the correct rooms clear, we'll get it all down. In fact, I've just had an epiphany. Let's also bring all the food down from the mountainside, because we don't want to repeat of the angry bear people, do we? Pissed up bear bear humans? They were bear people, maybe not human. Just bear people. Pissed up bear people were dangerous. They said there were cougar men. Oh, for fuck's sake! Ah, we didn't bring any food. Ah, CRYPTBEARDS 15 is going to be a shorty, I feel. It's gonna be a shorty, because we don't have the means to feed our dwarves. What can I do? Arse. Right, okay, priority 1, digging. We're going to see if we can get a farm. We haven't got time to grow anything. A farm's not going to cut the mustard. We need nutrition, and we need it now. If only it were an option to butcher the weakest of the dwarves. Not physically weakest, of course, you understand. I mean just in general statistically weakness. Statistically weakest. You know, the least useful, I suppose, would be the word. Although it's a horrible thing to have to judge someone by. But then again, do you go for the tastiest person? I suppose if you're going to start eating people, if you're going to resort to cannibalism, I mean, you've already crossed a Rubicon that kind of makes a lot of other moral choices pale in comparison. So at that point, I mean, why fuck around? Just look for the tastiest motherfucker and eat them. I mean, you know, you can quibble all day about whether you should eat, you know, someone X, Y, or Z, because, you know, there's all good reasons and arguments for and against it. I mean, more arguments against, in my opinion. I mean, personally, I'm a huge fan of cannibalism. It's never struck me as a fantastic idea, although I do understand in some cultures it rears its interesting head in unusual ways. But, you know, I mean, once you're a cannibal, I mean, really, surely the ultimate destination is Flavor Town, right? You're not thinking about it. Mind you, if you're a cannibal, there's a high chance you're going to be a bit fucking nuts as well. So you may well be judging people by metrics that we don't even think of. I mean, you may be looking at their aura and going, oh, that looks like a good aura. I will consume it and absorb their power. I mean, it's entirely possible. Anyway, why are we talking about cannibalism again? Oh yes, the dwarves are starving. Yes. Let's have a little look. What can we do? Everyone should have to give a small taste sample before embark. Yes, someone to be. That's a good idea, actually. We should have that. Everyone should have a little biopsy taken, fried up. Oh, you have to be. No, you'd have to all taste it before you embark, making implicit to the whole expedition the possibility that, or the acceptance of the possibility of cannibalism. I mean, maybe doing it at the start is no good. Maybe if you just bring one of them little, you know, like a little hole punch thing, everyone can have a nice little bit of leg meat, and then everyone can cook it up, fry it up, and they can taste it, and it'd be good. I don't know. I feel like we have strayed into morally questionable territory here. Maybe I should get back to the infinitely more moral pursuit of feeding dwarves. More moral? Is morality? Is that a magnitudal thing? I mean, I don't know. Let's not go down this fucking road. This looks like a boring, long, dusty road, full of questions about fat men and railways. And frankly, I don't have the time for it right now. I've got some dwarves to save from famine. Right, let's have a little look around. Let's zoom out a bit and see if there's much in the way of famine-relieving things we can see. Morality is measured in ourists. Ah, I see. So there are units of morality. because obviously I was wondering. We've got a lot of birches up here. Should have chopped some of those fools down. We've got water. Should I set someone up as a fisher dwarf and build a fishery? Is that going to be a quick way to get ourselves some water? You know what? It might just. Let's see if we can turn this around. To Dwarf Therapist, we have to assign some labours. Okay, so what do we got here? Let's read the dwarves quickly to make sure we're getting the full account of what's happening right now. So we have a level 5 farmer. I mean, he's not going to turn around plump helmets quick enough. If we even have any plump helmets, the dwarves no doubt have consumed them all. So, if we enable I've never enabled fishing on anybody in this entire time I've been playing Dwarf Fortress. It's incredible. Who's a peasant? Oh, this would be our militaryman, wouldn't it? Okay. Well, the military person, you can now be our fish person as well. Fisher boy, please haul out some piskeens. Piskeens? That's not what I was meant to say. That was not what I meant to say at all. Piskeens? What was that? There's a word beginning with P, not pelagic. It has something to do with fish. Well, I won't flail for it anymore. I won't fail for it. Hello, Voloi. How are you doing? What happened to the last fort, by the way? Fire imps. We built the volcano temple at the top, right? Miles up. You couldn't even see the magma level from where the temple was. But turns out magma imps can climb, or fire imps rather, can climb, and very well. They scaled all the way up the interior wall of the volcano, which, by the way, was sheer obsidian, so congratulations, boys. I can't hold it against you. You pushed hard and you deserved the win. But, I mean, yeah. And we then entered into a state of near frame coma, which was insane. We were down to like 2 piscine, that's good. Piscatarian, I think, isn't that? Oh no, pescatarians, people who only eat fish. Piscatarian, what? Piscatarian? Pisces? Whatever. Let's move away from the fish. Let's leave the fish behind. We've assigned the fishy labour. We only have to make a fishery. We'll be good. Yeah, the last fort was destroyed by fire imps. So, hooray! Does anybody want a piece of the embarking 7? I mean, let's face it. Anybody who survives this is pretty much going to have an amazing anecdote to tell. I mean, we were so hungry. I was eating my shoes. You know, that kind of thing. Not that people who have had to eat their shoes in their lifetime tend to react that way to it. I imagine most of them are probably feeling pretty salty about it. And if not salty, just, you know, not looking back at it with fond memories, I would suggest. Apparently that was happening in the Battle of Stalingrad, which sounds, by all accounts to me, to be an absolutely fucking abysmal place to have been. So let's all just be happy for a moment that we weren't there. Unless, of course, you were, in which case, how the fuck are you still alive? I mean, just from the age alone. I mean, crazy. And if you are that old, I mean, congratulations for being so hip with the kids and down with the modern world that you're watching Dwarf Fortress streams. You're one cool grandparent, if you've got grandkids, or even kids. I don't know, maybe you got so hungry you had to eat your own testicles, or other genitalia are available. What am I talking about? I am heading into some dangerous territory again. We've got to steer this ship off these fucking rocks. People, give me something to work with that doesn't lead us to the dark place. Otherwise, this is going to get banned, and we're not going to have any more Dwarf Fortress. And who's going to be happy about that? Nobody. No, but, well, you know, actually, there's probably going to be some people happy about that. They tell me they want to get rid of me, but they never will. They never will. And my phone is somehow disconnected from Twitch. That's great. That's great. Oh, hello. We seem to have had an influx of persons to the chat. That's nice. Let's have a little look. We've got Nunchaku Chaku. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. We've got the JC Experience. Welcome back also. Thanks for joining us. And let's quickly check what people have said. Piscis is Latin for fish. Very good, someone to be. Thank you very much for educating me. Rando will be a miner. Yes, of course he will. Oh, and Rando said, talking about yourself in the third person there, Rando. I mean, as someone who is prone to it themselves, says the scoundrel. And I mean, I've started calling myself scoundrel when I mutter myself under my breath. It's worrying, but you steer away. It's not a healthy place. It's not a healthy place. So Rando's going to be a miner. Let's sort them by mining. Well, let's give you the male miner just for the sake of gender congruity. Is that a word? I don't think it is. I think I've made another word up. Okay, so RANDO 303. Bosh, there you go. Rando 303, you are now one of our mining corps. Mine well, sir. Who else have we got? Ooh, Nunchuk wants an appraiser again. Sure. That would be moral moral lames letopmos. Fuck dwarf names. God damn it. Right, let's have a little look. Who was that? I got so angry at the dwarf name that I can't remember the chat name that I'm supposed to put on it. God damn it. Nunchuk, of course it's you. Nunchuk. There you go. I don't know why I had to say it like that as I typed it in, but I did. Have I spelt that right? Nunchuk. Yeah, that's right. It's good. It's all good. Stop worrying. God's sake. Everybody calm down. JC Experience wants a dwarf. Any express opinions on which one? Nope. Okay, you'll get a random one. Let's check if someone to be said he wanted one. Happily be the most likely to die. Well... I was about to make a joke revolving around that song about people dying with guns in their hands. I think it was by Morrissey, but I can't remember enough of the lyrics or the context of what the song is about to actually put together a joke that had any real structural integrity, and I would only have made myself look like a fool. So, thank goodness I didn't sit there and explain the entire thing like some kind of idiot. So, who's going to die? I'm guessing our military dwarf? I mean, to be honest, at the moment, on the cusp of famine, it's anyone's guess. Anybody could die, but we're going to give you... I like the way you just boshed it in there. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, man. Bosh is becoming a deadly and virulent meme. It's spreading faster than I think I could even possibly contain it. It's a worry, but it was going to escape sooner or later, just because I was the one who opened the cage and let it fly. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. Hector was the first of the gang with the gun in his hand. That's the one. So we need Hector. But unfortunately, the joke was blown by my absolutely reprehensible delivery. So let's give you the military dwarf and see. Because, I mean, you've got potential death coming at you from multiple angles there. Not only from your grumbly little dwarven tumbly, but from all of the things we're going to send you to fight. Presumably, if we live that long. So, someone to be... You're in the military. Oh, it rhymes. That's nice. Someone to be. Bosh. Is your name short enough to fit? Oh, it fits like a glove. So, let's have a look and see how many of us are namies and how many of us are not. I say us, I mean... We've got 3 nicknames, 4 remaining. We've got to put JC in. What have we got left? We've got a planter, a mason, a miner, and a woodworker. You know what? I'm going to make JC the woodworker. I'm going to make you the woodworker. Oh, let's put... Oh, you can't fit... I'm going to put JC experience in, because if I put the, it won't quite work. There we go, JC experience. Boom! There you are. Work that wood. Ho ho. The innuendos. Ho ho ho. Anyway, let's get back to chat and have a quick look. What have you missed, JC? Yeah, not much. Not much. Just this. Me waffling, talking nonsense. I mean, we had a little brief discussion about cannibalism, but beyond that, it was all very tedious. I wouldn't worry. Holy shit, we've been recording for 23 minutes. Me oh my. Okay. It looks like we've got everybody in. We've got 3 sparesies. Shall I bung myself in? Shall I bung me in? Shall I give me a roll? You know what? I'm a fucking god here. I ain't being no dwarf. That's right. I'm the one in charge. I don't want my name on a dwarf. I'm going to be eternal. I got my name on every single fort I've done. Anyway, enough of this ego trip. Let's go back to the fortress. Righty-ho. Where are we going now? We're looking for food, aren't we? We've got it paused. We're looking for opportunities for food. We've set someone to be a fisher dwarf. Now let's place a fishery. Fishery. Let's place it next to a lake or sea. Don't encourage me. Build a workshop of fishery. Where's the fishery? It's H. H is the fishery, because of course the most noticeable letter in fishery is H, because you pronounce it fishery. Anyway, enough. Let's stop quibbling about the menu. I mean, playing Dwarf Fortress and quibbling about the menu is like taking LSD and going, I'm fucking hallucinating! Right, let's unpause that and get that built. Let's get that built. I'm desperately trying not to laugh at my own joke, I'm sorry. I did it! I did it! I didn't laugh! I just started crying! I don't know, if I laugh it might trip the sore throat switch and make me go off on a growly, unhappy ramble. Where were we? Oh, what are these? These, oh, some kind of hideous bird beast. Oh, emus, yes. I wonder if any of them have Rod Hull hanging out of their arse. It's unlikely, because there would be no green jelly around here to attract him, but it's not an impossibility. We'll have to see. Anybody getting those fucking references, I mean, wow, good for you. We're on a similar page of the book. I mean, what a book, eh? What a book. Pardon me. You can't be this high energy and entertaining all the time. No, of course not. Of course not. I like to make sure if I do a really good stream or a really bad one, I like to even it out with a bit of solid mediocrity. I don't like to be. You can't be switched on all the time. You have to really bring the if you're going to get anywhere. You got to even it out. Smooth those peaks. Lift those troughs. That's what it's all about. Aim for the middle, for fuck's sake. I mean, this was a quote on the old bot. I mean, what did I say again? Mediocrity, no, adequacy is all we can really strive for, because anything else is just showing off. There you go. There's a little life philosophy for you. Not necessarily one that I adhere to, 100%. But, it's got a ring to it, and it sounds like it might have some level of wisdom. Does a dwarf need a fishing rod to fish? I mean, he hasn't built that friggin' fishery yet. Maybe I should head over to Dwarf Therapist and quickly change it. I'm just pausing the main game, and we're going to change that fisher dwarf. Excuse my belching. To have no other tasks, because, well, they're just going to distract from the extraction of fish from rivers and lakes and ponds and seas and whatever, even though we only really have ponds and puddles. So that's that committed. Let's there we go, put that back, minimise it, and go back to the fortress. Look at that, I haven't done one single fuck up where I've forgotten to take you back from Dwarf Therapist this time. This is a good episode, isn't it? It's one of the better ones. I might have to actually go through it and edit out a highlight reel or something. Maybe it's where I'm feeling better. I'm just high energy. Just high energy. Anyway, now we've disabled those, we should be able to see some progress on the fishery. Come now, dwarves. Finish the fishery. Get me some fish. Oh, JC Experience, you were mortified. Why were you mortified? JC Experience, Tarimfath, Expedition Leader, cancel store item in stockpile. Mortified! Okay, let's zoom to the mortification zone. Why are you mortified? You were mortified here, apparently. I don't see what's going on there. We're going to take this to therapist. I'm intrigued by the mortification. I've not really done this before, but we're going to do a deep dive on a notification. Let's have a little look. Within the last week, he felt euphoric due to inebriation 50 times, annoyed after having a drink without using a goblet, cup or mug twice, mortification after being forced to eat vermin to survive, panic when starving, and satisfied at work. That's good. That's good. At least the sort of... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at least you're eating, right? Vermin. I mean, to be fair, when you start eating vermin, you're killing two birds with one stone. So, thumbs up for efficiency. Yay! And let's face it, it's a lot less morally repellent than cannibalism. Which, frankly, I've yet to see in Dwarf Fortress. Although I'm pretty sure you can mod it in. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll have like a fortress where they make stuff out of the dead. I quite like that idea, you know. I think maybe I'll get my mum made into a lampshade or something. I jest, of course. That is a crazy idea. I am not Ed Gein. No nipple belt for me, thank you very much. I'm quite happy to have people intact and alive. Failing that, just dead is fine. You know, you can't stay alive forever, can you? Let's get back over to the fortress. I don't know what I'm talking about. I appear to be having a full-scale mental breakdown live on the internet. But I suppose that's okay, isn't it? It's 2018. I mean, I think it's very much thematic for the current modern age, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. What happened to the food? Well, I think we ate it all. Or, now that I think about it, in my previously addled state when we embarked, I don't think we brought any. I think what's happened is, now just a little musing here, before we end for the YouTubers, because we have been recording for 30 minutes, what I think happened is I took an embark profile that I had made on a world where I generated it giving the dwarves the maximum number of embark points. But the world we're in now has regular embark points, so it just took all the credit away and we lost a load of our items. And I just, instead of going, oh dear, I'd better restart, I looked at it and went, fuck it, and just went in. Hell for leather, willy-nilly, guns blazing, other idioms. Shall we look back at chat for a second? I'm seeing it's moving all of a sudden. Unless you eat squirrels, that's worse than cannibalism. There are lines you can't cross. I mean, I can't muster much enthusiasm for the idea of eating squirrels. They don't look particularly tasty, and I doubt there's much on them. Although I do reckon you can have a lot of fun sort of taunting people with the little fingers on the end of the hand when you're eating a drumstick. I think that's grim. But, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think if you're going to eat rodents, I mean, you got to go rabbit, really, right? I mean, it's the only thing, or, I mean, sure, if you can find one, what are they called? Not a chupacabra. That's the blood-sucking goat thing, the mythological Mexican beast. Well, the capybara, that's the one. If you can get a capybara, then by all means, dine on rodent, and you're going to get plenty of meat off of that. But generally, the creatures classified as rodents tend to be a bit small. Difficult. I mean, how do you even... I mean, you can't shoot the fucking things, because the second you shoot something that small, you're obliterating most of the meat, making it pointless. I mean, the only real sensible way to do it would be some kind of trap or something. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the mechanics of the consumption of squirrels. I haven't done it before. Menacing with nipples... Oh, the belt. Sorry. I'm looking at chat. From some time ago. I should probably go like 4 chat messages down and catch up with everybody. You heard Toady is going to add magic. Yes, they are, but is that on the horizon? Is that near? Over the next 2 years? Okay. This is fucking Dwarf Fortress, JC. You can't say 2 years! ! Question mark, or indeed interrobang! ! Unless what you've actually written is ! interrobang! In which case, whatever. But yeah, you can't be frightened by the timescales here, JC, or even alarmed. This is Dwarf Fortress. This is a game that is in permanent early access. I don't want this game to ever come out. If we have to somehow steal Toady's brain and keep it in some kind of jar, like the Migo, or Migo, depending on how you wish to pronounce it, you know, if we have to transfer his consciousness into multi-dimensional beings of some kind to keep him going on this game, I'm all for it. I am all for it. I mean, I'm up for a complete, you know, if we have to just copy him like they do in Westworld. Ooh, fuck. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Anyway, what was I saying? If we just, you know, cloned him, that would be kind of cool. No, it wouldn't work. You'd have to actually copy his full mind. You can't just clone him. Otherwise, he's going to be a baby. He doesn't know jack shit. We would actually have to recreate his entire childhood in order to get to the Toady we need to create the game we want. That's no use. I mean, whatever. Let's stop talking about kidnapping and stealing the brain of Toady. Let's get back into the things. Would Toady mind that? Ah, yes, Mel Brooks. What question would Toady? I don't know. I don't know enough. I've seen one sort of proper interview which came out recently with him that I got off the Dwarf Fortress subreddit. Maybe he'd like it. I mean, let's face it. If Toadie's on the verge of death, I think his willingness to consider more unusual options is going to increase. So maybe we need to wait for the right moment and then sort of just sidle up to him in hospital and go, "Excuse me, I know we've never met before, and you don't know me from Adam, but I have a proposition that you may be interested in. Would you mind if, using this intradimensional fungal technology created by a Lovecraft race, I just steal your brain? Well, I say steal. No, if I could move your brain into this jar and keep you alive for eternity in a kind of pseudo-simulated reality, not unlike what your brain creates for itself. I mean, what do you say? Come on, Toadster, let's get this going. Let's keep you alive forever. Dwarf Fortress can be beautiful. More beautiful. Dwarf Fortress can be more beautiful. Closer to perfect, which of course is different from more perfect, because you can't be more perfect, because perfect is perfect. It's the very pinnacle of possibility, intrinsically in the concept of the word. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted there by some just language stuff. Excuse me. Anyway, Toady, what do you say? You up for that? I mean, cards on the table here. This technology has not yet been developed, so this is an intensely risky strategy, considering I've only just broached it to you on your deathbed. So, whatever. Anyway, enough of that diversion. Those of you watching on YouTube, I don't know what the fuck you just witnessed, but hopefully you managed to squeeze a modicum of enjoyment out of it. I'll see you in the next one.